Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Happy Thursday. For anyone who hasn't joined us before, I don't know, my name is Heather. I am our Customer Success Manager here at Sendible. Today, we are going to be diving into our Chrome extension, which can be a really great way to kind of save time when out kind of browsing the internet and you see something you want to get scheduled or even save back maybe to your Sendible dashboard. It's a great way, efficient way to be able to do that. So for today's session, we'll spend probably about 10 to 15 minutes. It's not a super long one diving into this specific feature. And then towards the end of the session, we'll have Sarah, who is with our support team. She's going to be jumping on live to go ahead and help answer any questions that you may have. So throughout the session, from now all the way to the end, if you do have any questions, feel free to go ahead and submit them. When you're looking at the webinar screen, you'll see the chat box, which some people are using now, and then right next to that, you'll see the questions. Just feel free to submit your questions into the questions tab. If I can please ask, as always, to keep the questions relevant to today's session. That way, if for some reason we get a crazy amount of questions, we know that we'll be able to answer everyone and keep it relevant to this topic. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you have joined before, you know we always like to start with an icebreaker just to keep things fun. I was having a conversation with someone the other day about phone devices and which type of product people use. So I thought it would be a fun one to find out if you are a Apple, Android, or other device person. Which device do you choose? So if you want to participate in the icebreaker, if you could just go ahead and pop it into the chat. And yep, I see lots of Apple. Ooh, both. That's a good one. I am an Apple. I have an iPhone. I have a Mac. Kind of everything's Apple. It's funny to see how people fall into that realm, but awesome. Thank you everyone for participating. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen here. Like I said, actually, sorry, one second. Let me pause notifications. Perfect. So we should be able in 1 second. Awesome. So you should see my screen now. I'm just in my Sendible account, so it should look pretty familiar to you. I'm in my dashboard here. And like I said, what we're going to walk through today is pretty simple, but I really think it's a great feature that you can use that's going to add some value. So if you are looking to add the extension, to get to it, all you need to do is log in and come in here over to where your name is. So when you're logged in, you'll always see your name here, and you're just going to go ahead and click on the drop down here. When you click on that, you'll see right here where it says get the Sendible Chrome extension. All you have to do to get this is go ahead and take it and drag it up to your browser, and it's going to go ahead and install it into your browser for you. Now, there are some exceptions based on some different settings that you might have within your browser, which Sarah is actually going to go ahead and walk through at the end. So if you have tried to do this before and you run into any issues, we might be able to help with that at the end of the session. So just stick around for the questions there, and we'll be sure to dive into that. So once you take it and you drag it up here and you install it into your browser, you'll see the extension just like you see mine here. So this little Sendible icon, you hover over it, says Start Sendible Compose box. So what that is now that extension is available on your browser. So an example of using this is, let's say you're on a blog and you find a really great piece of content that you want to share out to social, right? It happens all the time. I'm going to show you an example. I'm just on our Sendible blogs. It's a great blog if you've never used it. It's just sendible.com/insights. Lots of good best practices, tips on here. But so say you're going through a different blog, wherever that may be, and you find this piece of content. I'm just going to go ahead and do this best practice one from August. And you go into the content piece and you're reading through it and you decide, this is great. I do want to go ahead and share it out. All you have to do is come back to that extension that you just installed. When you click on it up here, what's going to happen is it's actually going to pull in pretty much very similar to the Compose box that you're familiar with. And it's just going to go ahead and pull that in. I want to make sure real quick that you guys can see that. Yeah, perfect. You can. So it really just creates this pop-up for you of the Compose box that you're pretty familiar with. It shows you who you're logged in as, so that's great. Always making sure you're logged in as yourself. At that point, as you always do, you can select your services. You can go ahead and select multiple if you wish, just as normal. And then you have kind of your normal settings from a customization standpoint of editing the copy. If you want to add anything in here, you can do so. Um, you have your different tabs as well for the different networks, as you're already familiar with. So you have your normal compose box here. You have your link that it's pulling in that content from. You have your link preview. If you're using link previews, you can replace the image. Same thing here. You have your media options as well as your emojis, same character counts. Now within this, you have your different scheduling options as well. So you could choose to send this now. You're really eager. You think it's great. You want to get it out. Click send now. It's going to publish. It's going to go out just as you normally would within Sendible. You can choose to go ahead and schedule it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and schedule it out just so I can show you an example. Let's go ahead and pick it for 9:11 a.m. Perfect. So put in your scheduling here and we would click schedule. Before I do that, I want to show you a way that I find this to be really useful is maybe I'm not actually really scheduling the piece of content, but I know it's something that I'm going to want to use at a later time. You still have your normal save functions of saving as a draft or saving to the content library. So if you just come to save here, you can save as a draft, so it goes into your draft folder, but you can save it to your library too, so you have that content maybe that either other team members may use or that you can just come back to. So I'm just going to save a copy to my content. We'll give it a title. So we'll just say Insights blog post. We'll just put August. So no, that's when I saved it, and click save. And then so I still have this here, which is great because I actually want to show you an example of scheduling as well. So I'm going to come in and just click schedule. Like I said, I know this is pretty simple because you're so familiar with the compose box already, but I did just want to take a look and show you what it looks like. So if we come back now so you see the compose box is gone. You can continue engaging with the blog or going through the site as need be. If you come back into Sendible, if we come over here into scheduled, we'll go ahead and see. So I scheduled that for the 4th. This is an example. And if we can see it scheduled here, we have the ability to go ahead and edit it just like you normally would. And it looks just like it would if you scheduled it within Sendible, right? So it's a great option there. Now coming back into the content library, if I come into my content, so I created one of these earlier, so that was just this example. But if we look at this one, which I just pulled in, the August one, you can see just like you would your normal piece of content, same options. You can edit this piece of content that you've saved, or of course you can go ahead and share it out as well as you would from the content library regularly. So again, it's a really great way to, all of us, right, are always out looking. There's content everywhere. We're always looking at content. So it's just a great way to be able to come back and save that and have access to it, or just get it scheduled out right away as well. Like I said, I do know with some browsers, sometimes there's some challenges if you have certain security settings or so based off of your extension. So Sarah is going to go ahead and walk through that in just a moment. I think that's really it. I know it was quick and simple, but like I said, I think it's valuable. So hopefully we'll get some people using it. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing and ask that Sarah jumps on and joins us. And it doesn't look like we have any questions yet. That's okay. But if there are any questions, feel free to submit them in to the question box. Hi, Sarah.
Hi there. Hi, everyone. So I hope you're all having a good day so far. So Heather has basically explained pretty much everything about the Google Chrome extension. But one thing that I would specifically like to add is that sometimes some users, they are unable to get the Chrome extension working. So I just want to share my screen quickly. So just give me one moment. Okay, do you see my screen?
It is loading.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do. Okay, so basically what one needs to do is just a little setting that you need to change on Google Chrome itself. So you will click on to the settings area over here.
Perfect.
And then you shall go to privacy and security. So this is just a simple thing that's logged on, like highlighted, and in fact you need to have it off. So sometimes people have the option block third-party cookies over here. So this should not be done that way. You should have it on allow all cookies, and that way you'd be able to get the compose box running easily on any blog or any site that you wish to use it on. Okay, so that's basically it. Do you have any other questions maybe?
It doesn't look like any questions have come through. Let's just give everyone a minute there. The one thing I will say is I noticed just looking at some of the attendees, a couple of the attendees might, I know there's every different plan within Sendible, a couple might have white labels. This option is still available for you. You will still see it in that dropdown that you can extend it, or add it, sorry, and you'll just have like a globe icon instead of that Sendible icon, and you can use it as well. So that is also available. Awesome. Well, it doesn't look like we have any questions. It was a really quick session. Hopefully it was still valuable for everyone. If anything does come up that you guys need, you can always reach out to us at success@sendible.com, and that'll come over to our customer success team, and we'll be sure to go ahead and assist from there. But we hope everyone has a great day. Hopefully we'll see you again next Thursday.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.